This storm over the western United States is expected to move across the north over the next few days. It won't be anything major, but it will definitely create some isolated areas of wintry weather, including snow, sleet, and freezing rain, and maybe a somewhat substantial ice storm in the interior northeast. Along with this system looks to draw in some moisture for the south, which will definitely be a big help for the drought across the southern plains into Dixie Alley. This is the story for the next few days, but something much bigger is on the horizon. All of these things coming up is just the first signs of El Niño's growing influence as we draw closer to the winter season. First off, let's take a look at the timing of this quick storm we're expecting this week. The low pressure area early this morning is located roughly around eastern Montana into southern Canada. A lot of moisture is still moving through the west as we head through the morning. By around 6 to 7 a.m., we're going to start seeing moisture move into the northern plains, mostly around North Dakota, allowing for light freezing rain to develop. The freezing rain will continue for a few hours, allowing for a light glaze to develop during the morning before ending in the afternoon. The wintry precipitation will be much more significant in southern Canada, coming mostly in the form of snowfall, with any wintry weather just grazing the northern United States by Tuesday afternoon into the night. The wintry weather will remain outside of the U.S. border for most of Wednesday, before we start seeing it ramp up across the northeast by Wednesday evening. The freezing rain will become more widespread late Wednesday into Thursday, especially over upstate New York into New England. The sleet, freezing rain, and snow should slow down by Thursday afternoon as temperatures warm up. Widespread light freezing rain is favored across parts of North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan, and especially for the interior northeast. We can expect minimal impacts from freezing rain in the light pink, with a glaze of ice expected at best. I do think that the heaviest freezing rain accretions may occur in the darker pink, especially for the higher elevations in upstate New York into New England, since precipitation there will be a lot more persistent. And even though the wintry weather will be slowing down by this point, we're going to start seeing more and more rain develop across the south, especially around Texas. Take a look at the 7-day precipitation forecast. Most of the precipitation is expected across Texas and the Arklatex between November 7th into the 14th. Another area that we expect to see a lot of rain and mountain snow is going to be for the northwest U.S. into British Columbia due to those atmospheric rivers constantly moving through. But what happens next is only the beginning of a significant pattern flip. Much warmer than normal air is going to start building across the country, especially around November 15th. This is your November 12th through the 16th temperature forecast from the CPC, and you can see that much of these warmer than normal temperatures will be centered across the plains into the upper Midwest. Then by November 14th into the 20th, just look at how much of the country may be seeing warmer than normal temperatures. There is an exception, and we see that across the west, especially the southwest. And that leads us to the next stage of the pattern flip. Weather model guidance has been very persistent in showing some kind of storm for California between the November 15th and the 20th timeframe. The GFS model is suggesting major rainfall for Northern California from this system, but of course it's way too early to look at this map as a forecast since this is still a week away. The 6 to 10 day outlook from the CPC is already suggesting this change in the precipitation patterns, and we can see those wetter than normal conditions being favored across the entire west coast, especially California, with more precipitation than normal possible across the desert southwest, Dixie Alley, and the southeast, while the northern plains into the northeast sees a much drier pattern. Places like Alaska and Hawaii may see more precipitation than normal. If you take Alaska as an example, look at what the GFS is showing as we go forward in time. We see just storm after storm hitting the western portion of the state, which looks to push the precipitation above normal for that region. Much more detail, especially on that incoming pattern change, will become available in future videos. I hope you enjoyed today's forecast. If you would like to stay updated on the weather for the United States, and yes, including Alaska and Hawaii, as well as my exclusive European weather forecasts, make sure you consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.